What's going on, everybody? This is Dave. Welcome back today to another Football Manager video on the channel. And today we're going to actually be talking about Football Manager 2017. Now, I did one of these videos last year coming up to Football Manager 2016, and it was really popular. It did really well. So I thought, why not do another one? And I was meant to do this like 2 months ago, and I had all the notes for this written down 2 months ago, but I've literally only just had the time, or only just been bothered to record this one, really. But it's Football Manager 2017, possible features and features that I would like to see on the game, so my wish list as well. And Football Manager yesterday, at the time of recording this, they gave an announcement, and I was bricking it because I thought, oh god, it's going to be some of the features, and this video is going to be completely irrelevant and I won't be able to do it. But luckily, it was only the release date, really, and kind of an in-game offer that Steam are offering as well, along with Sports Interactive. So I was quite grateful for that, and really now we're going to just go through features that I would like to see on the game. And we're going to start off with one which is kind of a bit more modern and in the times: social media polls. And sometimes it's quite hard to see fans' reactions and interactions on Football Manager, and I feel a social media poll, maybe just from your personal assistant, showing about possible transfers or players. I mean, there is one saying, should a certain player be in the first team, and it's a poll saying yes, undecided, or no, and you only see that like once a season. And I think this one could be interesting, whether it came from like a Twitter page or a Facebook page, or kind of like if they got well-respected journalists or betting companies or whatever, you know what I mean? And polls really about certain things going on within the club. Should Dave as a party stay as a manager? Yes, undecided, no. And that's when you kind of got to try and book up your ideas as well. So I think that could be an interesting feature to add to the game. It's nothing massive, but something a little bit more fun and in there as well. Next one is retiring players. Now, this is more frustrating, especially at a lower league level, when you're looking for free transfers to sign. There is a very decent player that you could pick up, but he's retiring at the end of the season, which is still 6 to 8 months away. But he still won't sign, despite wanting to retire at the end of the season, which is a little bit annoying. You can't even offer him a contract till the end of the season, which a lot of players would do. They probably would accept it. So that feature is a little bit annoying on the game. So I would like to see us maybe being able to signing retiring players as well. Another one to do with kind of interaction, similar to the social media polls, is interacting a bit more with referees. Now, there is sometimes the odd question on the press conferences, but I'm pretty sure on older games you used to be able to fully like roast the referees if they made a bad decision. You get warned by the FA, get banned off the touchline and all sorts. But I'd like to see some more referee interaction back. Referees in the last couple of seasons have been like main culprits for some of the big football talk. So I feel that could be something interesting in the FA Cup. You know, you got Mark Clattenburg, who's a massive talking point in it, and such a big game as well. So that would be something interesting to see in the game as well. Now I'm going to go on to a little bit more about the manager qualifications. Now, this is one I've been thinking about for a while, and I could be completely wrong here, so please do ignore me if I'm wrong. But you do have to have minimum qualifications to manage in certain leagues, such as the Premier League, and so on and so forth. So why can we manage a Premier League team with no qualifications? I know Football Manager suggests qualifications you should have, but surely in real life you can't just go, I can't apply to a Premier League job without the qualifications and the coaching badges. So I feel it should be maybe a feature you can click or untick on preferences, that if you're managing a Premier League squad from the start, you need to have certain qualifications to do it. Again, it makes it quite difficult when you're doing a journeyman save and working your way up to the Premier League, so that does restrict it a bit, I kind of feel. But if you want to be fully realistic on the game, again, I could be completely wrong, then maybe certain minimum qualifications are needed for particular jobs. But sticking on the manager theme, I feel a feature that could be added as well is manager personality. So this is something you could set at the start of the game, but throughout your career it could change as well. So you could set your personality to friendly and you like to speak to players and the press, but throughout your career you start ignoring the press, sending your assistant or storming out of press conferences or slating players a little bit more, then your personality could change to someone that is a bit more aggressive or a bit more private. So I feel that could be something that could, for Sports Interactive could implement into the game, and that could kind of decide certain things in your career. Some players may like it, some players may not, etc. as well. And I feel the final thing on the manager front is they need a massive overhaul on the whole character thing. I thought it was a really cool feature that they added at the start of the year, and it was something a little bit different as well. But after the first week or so, it got really boring. Not many people, well, people who play on 3D will see their manager, but I feel it was really restricted. There was only like 6 hairstyles to choose from, and 3 of them were like afros, so it doesn't really help. So I think a massive overhaul, maybe even downloadable content that people can make their own sort of stuff and download it on. That'd be interesting as well. And with the manager look as well, maybe a manager default celebration for when you score a goal, something along those lines anyway. That could be really, really interesting to see. Going back into sort of in-game features, possibly post-season we could see kit changes, where maybe a board meeting. I know managers don't kind of do it as much, but even if the board kind of suggests 4 kind of colour sets for you to choose from, or something along those lines. I feel if you wanted to do kit changes without the in-game editor and they wanted to implement it into the game, if they keep the home team strip the same, home team colours the same all the time, and then every postseason they give you 3 or 4 choices to pick for away colour choosings, really. Something a little bit different. I know Wolves in the last few years, as a Wolves fan, they've had some flipping wacky colours like purple, we've had blue, we've had neon green, and we've just had the basic white, which is something a little bit different, and it'll give you something different to look at in the game as well. Also in game, possibly a joint bid feature. Now, I know a lot of clubs have started to do this in real life. For example, I could bid Manchester United 90 million for Juan Mata and Wayne Rooney. Could be overpriced, could be underpriced in your opinion, but it's just an example for the time being. And I know a lot of clubs have started to do this. I think Manchester United did it at one point for Fellaini and Stones, or Seamus Coleman and Stones, I think something along those lines. So, I think that would be something that is occurring a lot more in football, and I think that is something they could bring into the game as well. Now, I've got 2 more to talk about. The first one is a key feature that I really do want to see, and I've mentioned it to so many people, and it's training. Training is a massive part as a football manager or first team coach or whatever you want to be called. You do it every day. If not every day, you're doing it 4 to 5 times a week. And it's not really something you access a lot in the game, which is a little bit different. Of course, you can set your parameters and stuff, but you leave your coaches to do a lot, which you may argue a lot of the time coaches do sort of the training in for teams. But I want more control over it. I want to be able to watch training, and I'm pretty sure it was on... I keep saying it's one of the old Championship Manager games after kind of Football Manager and Championship Manager split, but I think it may have even been one of the LMA managers. I think it may have been a Championship Manager when this Sports Interactive and whatever split, and I feel that is a really, really cool feature. You could even set up your own training mini games. I mean, Sports Interactive could set the parameters for that, so you can't just create a game at your leisure, where you could see players improve. And if you see an academy player that you're not quite sure is ready to push it to the first team, you could make him train with the first team, and you could see him with your own eyes, how well he performs in front of goal, one-on-ones, tackling situations in the air, etc. And I think that is a massive feature to add. And I want to see training kind of show me how I can improve my players, more coach interaction on that front, saying this could improve his shooting considerably, or so on. That could be really interesting to add, and I think a little bit more focus on training could be massive as well. I'd love to see training a bit more prominent in next year's game. And the final one is the draft mode. I thought it was a fantastic feature that Football Manager added, but it was quite underwhelming in the end. Server issues and database issues with it kind of it gave it a bit of a dampener on it. I do speak to Dr. Benji about this on Season Review. There is going to be an episode of Season Review coming out on the channel in the next day or so, where I do speak to Benji a little bit about this, so you can see his point of views on this as well. But I really did enjoy Draft Mode. It was the only game mode I played before the game actually came out. So on the beta, Draft Mode was the only thing I played, and I did enjoy it. I feel this year they could let you add your own parameters for the money amounts. Unlimited could be an amount, all the way down to, you know, the 5-10 million or whatever that they've set before. But I want the database bigger, and if you don't understand what I mean by that, on Football Manager Draft Mode this year, if you pick the highest draft, I think it's 250 million, you'd only have players in bigger leagues and of kind of higher values. So you'd get very, very little numbers of players from the Championship, and if very little, if not any, League 1, League 2 conference players in England, etc. And, you know, no other players from other nations as well, lower leagues. But if you changed it down to the shoestring budget, which I think was 5 to 10 million, you got many, many lower league players. So I want to see those lower league players in the bigger budgets as well. Draft mode, there could also Sports Interactive set challenges or separate parameters as well for you. I think it's FIFA have actually done something similar to this on Ultimate Team for FIFA 17, where you can pick challenges and they suggest you make a Bundesliga team, etc, etc. But I think that could be interesting to add a bit of an overhaul really on the draft mode with servers as well. The servers were a bit dodgy at times, and I feel that Football Manager could add something to do with the draft mode, more leagues and stuff like that. And I think online is a massive, massive market. And if Football Manager can enter that market a little bit more, then they could be on to a serious, serious winner. But guys, that is all my thoughts at the moment. If you guys have any other features you feel you may want to add, drop a comment, let me know. Make sure you smash this like button if you're excited for Football Manager 2017. If you agree or disagree with any of the features in the comment section down below, don't be scared to let me know why. If you do dislike this video, let me know why. What could I have improved or what have you. Until next time, guys, though, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're looking forward to Football Manager 2017, and I'll see you all very soon.